Today on the podcast, I want to talk about ChatGPT and its revenue because there's been a new report coming out that essentially has said that ChatGPT's app revenue shows like no signs of slowing down, and that there are other apps that actually are still doing better than it. So I want to break it all down, talk about why ChatGPT continues to see revenue growth, who else is making money in this space, and kind of the implications that I think this has for AI embedded into applications, and why I think this is going to impact the market. Now, the thing I wanted to bring up really quick before this is that this week we launched our crowdfunding round on Republic for AI Box. Now, AI Box is my own AI platform where essentially it allows people to build AI applications very easily. You can link together any AI models that you use and automate your workflows, put in your own prompts. And we're doing a crowdfunding round to essentially expedite the development of the platform and get it into the hands of as many creators as possible. If you're interested in looking at what we're doing and looking at a round of crowdfunding, you can go over to republic.com/AI-box to see we have we have demo videos, we have a whole bunch of information on this entire round of funding. So I would love for you to check it out. And if this looks like something that's interesting to you, if you invest or are interested in investing in the next generation of AI startups, I would love to have you along for the journey. I have a special discounted valuation for essentially podcast listeners that are coming in the next couple days. So I highly recommend checking it out. I'd love to have you on for the journey. But let's get into what's happening on the podcast episode with ChatGPT. Welcome to the world's #1 AI podcast, AI Chat. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Make sure that you go to aibox.ai, link in the show notes, to join the waitlist for our new AI platform. We're going to be launching an incredible platform that allows you to build anything you want with workflows in AI. So you're able to chain together ChatGPT and image generators and audio generators to make really powerful apps for your organization, or you can host them on our marketplace and actually generate royalties from them. So make sure to go to aibox.ai and join the waitlist. In addition, if you like the podcast, if you could do me a massive favor and please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. This helps me be able to get better guests on here as they check the reviews to see how you guys are liking it. So if you could please do that, I would really, really appreciate it. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. Well, OpenAI's ChatGPT really is dominating the AI chat space in terms of downloads. The financial arena, I think, tells a slightly different story. So according to some recent market data, several AI photo apps and even some rival chatbots are actually generating more revenue, leaving essentially ChatGPT behind. So since it came out with its mobile app in May, ChatGPT's adoption has absolutely skyrocketed. I think everyone knows this, but Apptopia has reported that by the end of September this year, downloads reached around $23 million. This is up from, or 23 million downloads. This is up from 3.9 million in its first month when it launched. So active users on mobile devices, it also has, I think it has around 38 million devices that it reached essentially by September, which is of course a lot more than the 1.3 million users it had in May. So financially, ChatGPT, I think, is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Consumer spending on the app went up from around $350,000 in its launch month to 1.9 million by September. So, $2 million coming from in-app purchases. And then it went all the way up to around 2.39 million in October of this year. So I think while that's all very impressive, it's not the AI chatbot that is actually raking in the most money. So competitors, which are Chat and Ask AI and Chat On, AI chatbot assistant, reported September revenue of roughly 3.3 million and 2.11 million for each of them. So on it, like obviously these essentially are just chatbots that are built off of API to OpenAI, so it's on the exact same technology, but because they came out faster, because they spend a lot more on marketing, they're actually pulling ahead when it comes to revenue. With all that being said, I think it's very obvious that there is a really big marketplace for AI chat apps. A lot of people don't actually know what ChatGPT is, and so they get a lot of the other essentially knockoffs. There's 5 competitors, including Chat and Ask AI and AI Chatbot, AI Chatsmith. Each of them have over 2 million downloads in September. So, a lot of these apps leverage, App Store SEO and then ranking high for popular search terms. And so while their numbers are still behind ChatGPT's 23 million, I think it's clear that there is a big demand beyond just OpenAI's offering, right? I think there's a lot of other people, I kind of make fun of them and call them knockoffs, but at the same time, sometimes ChatGPT really is slow to roll out features, and some of these other players are rolling out features faster than ChatGPT is. They may be grabbing the API to ChatGPT and GPT-4, but they're also rolling in other interesting features that a lot of people like. So definitely is the opportunity for value add. One of the other players a lot of people bring up a lot is it's A16Z's backed character.ai, which essentially offers customizable AI personas, and they had 2.39 million downloads in September. So I think, download figures alone don't paint the full picture. Many AI chatbot apps have also kind of retained their user base. So for example, ChatGPT has nearly 39 million monthly active users. Quora's Poe chatbot isn't far behind with 1.1 million. Also, there, of course, is Chat and Ask AI and AI Chatbot, which have 9 million and 8 million monthly active users each. So I think it's not just chatbots, which are making, waves in the space. AI photo apps, which of course are using AI for personalized image effects, are giving chatbots, I think, a run for their money. Remini, which I personally used, and it's okay. It wasn't my favorite, to be honest. But it essentially was boosted by it's really popular on TikTok. It went viral a couple times. But it got 16 million downloads in September. PixArt AI photo editor wasn't actually far behind that with 16 million. And so in terms of in-app purchases, many AI photo apps are actually eclipsing ChatGPT. So for instance, in September, while ChatGPT had $1.9 million, Remini and FaceApp had $6.2 million and $6.4 million, which means sometimes people really are willing to pay a little bit more for something that's very personalized to themselves, right? It's their own personalized pictures. And, Remini and maybe FaceApp spend a lot of money on marketing. I'm not sure where that goes or what that figure's like. But I really think that there definitely is space for a lot of money to be made in the AI space and not just from ChatGPT. So I think one reason could be that ChatGPT's strategy of offering its premium subscription on mobile and web is essentially primarily, targeting mobile users and it's got to kind of capitalize on its in-app interactions. So I think while the sustainability of AI photo apps is definitely in question, Lensa, after going viral in December last year with 23 million downloads, saw a really sharp drop-off to around 400,000 downloads in September of this year. So its monthly revenue dipped from 24 million to 739,000, which I think is kind of highlighting sometimes these apps are fun, but they're more fads and they just kind of come and go. So I think while ChatGPT's downloads are pretty solid at the moment, its revenue definitely shows that there is some fierce competition and a shifting dynamic for really these AI app market tools. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out, if character AI is able to continue up all of its momentum, if ChatGPT eventually leaves everyone in the dust, or if a lot of these, API apps on ChatGPT actually are able to stick around in the long term. Definitely something we'll be watching.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.